guys, I hope you are doing well. So today in this tutorial, I'm gonna teach you how I created this 3D website. So you must be guessing which website. So for those who don't know about that website, I'm gonna drop a preview right now. Or who those who have already seen it, you can just skip it and get to the main point of this tutorial. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Comes is the installation. So before that, I'm gonna tell you that we are going to use React Vite plus TypeScript. So those who don't know this thing, I don't know why you're here, but still you're gonna learn something. So let's get to the main point. So first of all, I've seen so many people struggling while installing the Vite. So for that, I'm gonna use Tailwind just for that purpose. So in Tailwind, we already got the documentation like this, in which they're gonna explain each and everything. Oh no. So basically, I'm gonna explain how does it work. So first of all, I'm gonna be like, okay, the first step they wanna say is this. So obviously, I'm gonna type this npm create Vite at the rate latest. Basically means that it's the latest version which we're gonna install, and I'm gonna call it as mega folio because I like the word mega a lot. That's why. Then a template, and in the end, I'm gonna type React. That's pretty much it. Now, by using this, I'm gonna select React since I know React right now. Then after that, I'm gonna obviously use TypeScript because I wanna write error-free code. That's pretty much it. Now, what I can do next is basically I'm going to that folder, Mega Folio, whatever I've just given the name. Also, I'm just gonna go inside of it, and that's pretty much it. Let me just close this tab up, and yep, there it is. Now let me just put it back that in the right place. Now I just want to open the terminal, and I'm gonna be like, okay, I just need to set up all the things. First of all, I'm gonna say npm I just to install all the necessary files, and I'm gonna check that is this Vite is properly installed or not. So just wait for a while.
One eternity later.
Okay, guys, it is finally installed. Now, what I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna check if it is working fine or not. That's pretty much it. So for that, I've just typed the command npm run dev. So I'm gonna check if it is working fine or not. Yep, as you can observe, guys, it's totally working fine. So I can go back and I'm gonna continue with my Tailwind. So in this Tailwind, I'm gonna install the Tailwind in my project. So here it is, another command, npm install. I can just simply write, I don't need to write whole install text. Then after that, I want to need Tailwind as mentioned in the documentation. Then I need post CSS, and in the end, I need an auto prefixer just to prefix all the things. Now in this way, we will be able to install the dependencies. Wait a minute. Yep, it is installed. Now I'm gonna do next. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write this command to type tailwind.it just to initialize the tailwind inside my project. Then this way it's gonna create this folder which is called tailwindconfig.js. Then after that I just need to put this thing which is this. So basically this content tells that I need to copy this thing and put it right over here so that whatever the files I have in my folder src or index.html, it's gonna apply my tailwind on these files. That's pretty much it. That's what I'll explain. Now after that, I'm gonna go to the index.css file of my project and I'm gonna just paste this thing up and just put it right over here. In this way, I'll be able to just do this thing. Then after that, I just need to run it. And let's just check. If everything working fine, then it's pretty much obvious that the Tailwind is installed in our system. Now, okay, good. Guys, we are finally able to install our Veet app. Now, what we need to do next? So basically, our main concern is going to render the 3D objects. But how can we do that thing? So for that, we got a thing called Canvas. So as you can guys see in this website, so what a canvas basically means that it's a place as a 2D plane which shows a projection of a 3D world, and that's pretty much canvas is. So whatever 3D objects, the mess, it's gonna render in the 2D projection of a canvas. So how can we do this? So for that, I'm gonna okay, just let me remove this code and put the canvas inside of it. So I don't need this, I don't need the counter variable, and I don't even need this. I hope that you guys know React. If you still don't know, why are you still here, guys? I have no idea, I have no clue. Anyways, so this is canvas. So what is canvas? Even this thing doesn't know, because I haven't installed the main thing, the library which contains the canvas. So it is basically inside this React 3 fiber, not this tree but the fiber. We're gonna get back to that for library later. So once I install this thing, just wait for another.
One eternity later.
Now finally installed. So now it knows that what the canvas is. So I'm gonna just import the canvas, and canvas need, what do we say, the camera. So camera is obviously going to be the position. Let it be just autofilled by the Copilot. I mean, Copilot's kind of help us a lot. Then what do we need? So basically, in Canvas, basically we need a camera, just as you can see right over here, just to project the 3D projection into a 2D world, which is our screen. So that's pretty much it. So what do we need next? So we need a scene. I mean, that's what pretty much need. That's what actually we need. So in the scene, I'm gonna use a shortcut RFFC. You can also use that thing, guys. I mean, it's up to you. And in my app.tsx, I'm gonna pass the children of scene, since the scene is what we want to look at. Now, most of you guys must thinking that we are finally able to render the scene. I mean, yeah, pretty much it, but still, I mean, it doesn't make sense right now. Since if I go back to this place, as you can, it's a whole black screen. Now, luckily we have installed our Tailwind, so if I do this bg dot white, it's probably going to show up the canvas. Okay, it is not showing up. There could be some reasons. I mean, let me just check in the terminal. Okay, what could be the reason? Did you forgot to name this? It's not part of 3 namespace. Okay, let me just check. Okay, so I got it, guys. I guess in Canvas we cannot use this kind of div. We need to use the React fragments. Otherwise, it's gonna give us the error. Since it's not an HTML, it's a canvas, and we use their mesh components. That's pretty much it. So as you can guys observe that the canvas is kind of too small. I mean, how can you fix this thing? And although it's centered. So for that, we just need to go to this our app.css file, only app.css file. Then I'm gonna put this asterisk sign, and I'm gonna tell that the margin is gonna be 0. Then after that, what I want the width to be 100%, and I'm gonna say the height is also should be 100%. Then after that, in the end, I'm gonna say overflow is none, so that it doesn't mess up. So finally, we are able to increase our canvas. So then after that, here we come. So basically, in my portfolio, we have 5 sections. So I'm gonna create a folder called sections, and I'm gonna divide into those things. So we're gonna start up with a section 1. Since this video is a part 1, so we're gonna create a section 1, section1.tsx. Then after that, I'm gonna do this, repeat the same thing, RFC to the shortcut, and also we can't use div inside of it, otherwise it's gonna give us the error. Now obviously, so we're gonna put this instead. Now we will come back to the scene. So in scene, what do we want? We want to render up our section 1, since it comes up first. So section 1 is gonna be like this. So we are able to render this. Although guys, you can't see anything. So what can we do now? How do we able to just look at the thing? How? So for that, in React, first of all, we need to know that just like div, in React 3 Fiber, we have a thing called group. So group basically help us to cover up all the messes into a particular section so that it can belong to a particular group. So let's say in this example, as you can see, let's say all of these 3 things are 3D objects. We can group up into a single thing, say as a single identity, and can work as a whole. So first of all, I need to render something. I mean, otherwise it will be totally useless. I mean, why are we using 3JS anyway? Then after that, I'm going to use box geometry. In this, I'm going to pass the args. So arg is nothing but basic configuration. So let's say if I come to this web server 3.js, and if I type this box, and if I come to box geometry, so as you can see, all these three things are basically the arguments which adjust the shape, height, width of that object. So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna come up here, and I'm gonna like mesh standard material is gonna be hot pink. So all the guys, you must be thinking, I mean, you must be seeing an error because the thing is, to use this standard material, I need another library, which you have guessed correctly, and it is going to be a React 3 fiber is TREI 3. So just wait for it to install. All that's gonna take a lot of time. It's totally dependent on the internet and the processor of your computer. These are the two main factors to fix that error. Now, as you can see, I mean, why the hell are the box geometry we're rendering is not changing its color? So the thing is, in our scene there is no freaking light. So if there is no light, it's not gonna reflect or do anything. So for that, you must be thinking that we can give a ambient light, which ambience light. So ambience light is nothing but the light of its own object. But for this, we are not going to use this. We're gonna simply we call. Let me just wait. So we're gonna use environmental light. So environmental light is a light which comes from each and every direction, and it's kinda make the object look more better. Environment, and then the city. Then we just need to import the environment. I guess it should be here. I don't know why it's not showing up. So the environment wasn't showing up because I haven't imported that thing. So now once I done it, I just need to take a refresh. I mean, just to check if it is working fine or not. Yeah, as you can guys see that now I'm able to see the color of that object. Now what should I do with the object? Should I play? Of course we need to play, man. So I'm gonna first of all show you how to do the animation on that object. So for that, first of all, we need to create a reference. So mesh is a reference. So for that, we're gonna use the reference and this. Since we're using TypeScript, we're gonna say any for now. Since I know you're gonna say this illegal move in TypeScript, but anyways, guys, I mean just for the sake of simplicity, I'm using any data type. So once I do this, I just wanna say that referencing to this object, I'm gonna play with this thing and basically this mesh ref. Now what can I do with it? So you must be thinking there must be something. So for the animations, in React 3 Fiber, we have something called use frame, and in this use frame it have two parameters, or you can say you have two parameters. That's pretty much it. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So basically for this we have two parameters. The first one is state and the second one is delta. So state is nothing but it's gonna give us the what do we the camera attack clock time and all those things. It acts as object. But for right now, for the smooth animation, we use delta time. I mean, if you have done some kind of game development, you must know delta time is basically this is a kind of a variable which help us to smooth the animation if we are applying to the object. So let's say we have mesh object current. I'm just gonna prefill. I mean, it's already suggested by my copilot. I'm not gonna use point one. It's not gonna. I mean, just not going to show any animation. If we do this thing, we just simply going to pass delta. And if I try to run this thing up, as you can see, boom, the animation is working. So in a mesh, we have three things. The first thing is the rotation. The second thing is the translation, and the third thing is the scaling. So in translation, we basically change the position of the object. So let's say its position is gonna be increasing by delta times. So it's obviously going to increase the position of the object. So as you can see, guys, it's moving in that direction. So we can also change one more thing. I mean, I just moved the object so far away that it just gone from the canvas. Let me just re-render it again and just refresh it, so it will become back. Yep, now not moving it to any direction. I'm gonna tell you another thing, which is the third thing which we can play with our mesh object. So it is basically the scaling part, scale.x. So we can increase the size of the object in x, y, and z direction. So as you can see, the x is increasing. I mean, it's kind of look amazing, guys. I mean, yeah. So that's pretty much about the animation. You don't need to know a lot. I mean, that's pretty much it. Now let's get back to the main point. So in my website, as you've seen the part one, which is kind of a torus kind of object. So we're simply going to just render that object. So let me just render that torus object, which I've shown in my part one, I mean in my 3D websites. So in this, basically, we need to pass these value to make my torus look kind of good. So I mean, you can also take the reference of this website of 3JS, which they own, and you're just gonna search for the torus geometry and just look for it, and you can play with it to look which one looks better. So seeing any error right now, I mean, just let me debug it. So that was the configuration of my torus. Although I mean it's kind of look really big, I can fix that thing. I mean I just need to go back to the app. I mean okay. So the thing is we are kind of very close to that object. That's why it's kind of looking pretty big. I mean we can just reduce the size if we want to. We can just put it at 70. Okay, it's not doing anything. Let me just try to put it in this way. What if I say I just want 2? Okay, now it is kind of small. Now it's look good. I mean not that good. I just need to change the color of it to purple. I mean you get it my point. Let the torus move. I mean, we will come back to that thing later. So for right now, I just need to render one more thing, which is text. So text is basically given by React 3, the library, which is goated library for 3JS. So I mean, I mean, why it's not again, bro? Again, I got the same error kind of thing. So I just need to do it manually, man. I don't like manually, but anyway, I just need to report it manually. And I will like this, render the text from where? From React 3D. So hopefully now I'm able to do it. Now, what else do we not want? I mean, it's gonna show up on its own. So you want the color to be black and the font size should be, I guess, 2, since it's gonna match up the thing. Now, once I do this, I just need to say Mega Folio. And once I do this, yay! I mean, what, bro? I mean, it's moving with the object. That's not what I was looking for. So what I can do, I just can simply move this thing up. I mean, yo boy, I mean, you didn't, you don't need to be in that mess. You can just stay outside. So in this way, we can just create this. Now, as you can guys see, I mean, in the website of mine, the Taurus was looking kind of good, and it was kind of looking shiny. So how can we fix that thing? So there is a way. I'm gonna tell you right now. So let me just fix this thing up. Let it be 6. Yep. Now for that, we are using standard materials. In standard material, we can't put any shining or all those things. But if we try to use physical material, which is also given by the React 3 fiber, in this, what we can do, we can just change the material configuration. So let's say what a shiny object is look like. So in shiny object, the roughness is almost 0. If the roughness is 0, it's gonna shine up all lights. Now after that, what I can do is I'm gonna say the metalness in that object, it should be 1. So it's kinda shine all the object. If I try to look at it, I mean, guy, look, I mean, it's looking so good already, it's on. But I don't want the metal thing right now. I want a clear coat. So I mean, it kind of look like a glassy thing. So that's why I'm gonna say a clear coat. I mean, it's kind of look already awesome. I mean, it's looking so good. Then after that, what else can we do? I mean, yeah, we got a reflectiveness. Thanks to Copilot, we are able to use this thing, and this reflectiveness is gonna make it shine more. So it's kind of look like a glassy object. I mean, it's kind of really look good. And after that, there is one thing which is missing is we need to do we need to move this thing. So how can we use this? So in our React 3 fiber, we something have called orbital control. So in this orbital control, we just gonna put this thing orbital controls. So again, I need to import the orbital control in the scene, import my orbital controls so that I can play with it. Now finally we are able to do it. Okay, so there is no name called orbital controls, so it must be in fiber. It is in fiber. Indeed it is not. So where the hell it is? Okay guys, I was wrong. I guess it was orbit control, not orbital control. So it's orbit control. So once I do this, it's not in fiber, it's in tree. So once I do this and I try to do this, now see the magic. Right now my piece is burning up because I've just rendered this ray tracing object. It's kind of heavy. So that's pretty much it. Thanks a lot. If I got